As you can see, Tahrir Square is still packed with people celebrating what has transpired in their country. Elizabeth Palmer in Cairo has been covering this uprising from the very beginning. Liz, I thought it was interesting that the president just described the military as a caretaker to the state and basically said it will have to ensure a transition to democracy, a clear path to free and fair elections. Who exactly is in charge right now, and how long is that likely to last?
It's not clear, Katie. Let me take you back to the moment when we heard President Mubarak was stepping down. It was just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. Vice President Omar Suleiman suddenly appeared on state television and he said, citizens, in these difficult circumstances, President Hosni Mubarak has decided to relinquish the office of the presidency. He went on to say that the military supreme command had taken charge of the country. Now that command is run, or at least headed by the defense minister. Technically, that's who's in charge. Later, we had the commander of the Air Force appear on television, and he said, the council says it will not be an alternative to the legitimacy that people strive for. So he appears to be reinforcing the message. We heard from the army all along, not only that they were protectors, but they were going to push forward down the path to free and fair elections and to democracy. That's certainly what people are hoping for, and so far anyway, all the signals do point that way. Katie?
And tell us a little, well, actually, the mood in Tahrir Square is still so full of celebration and joy.
It's extraordinary. It's hard not to be moved by this extraordinary scene, exaltation, jubilation. You can imagine, because when you were here not so very long ago, you felt the passion that was driving this thing. I don't know how people will react in the morning, but probably good, because you know yourself, Katie, how much they do respect the army that's now in charge. Katie?
All right, Liz Palmer. Liz, thank you so much. And Harry Smith is actually in the middle of Tahrir Square. He was also there when word came that Hosni Mubarak was stepping down. Harry, what is it like to be smack dab in the middle of that crowd?
I'll tell you, it is the most extraordinary experience, Katie. I have to tell you, it's as if all of Cairo has decided it is going to come to Tahrir Square tonight. They have come by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. They come into the square, they hug each other, they pray, they chant, they dance, they praise Egypt, they praise Allah. They cannot believe that this thing that they've been working so hard to accomplish over the last 2.5 weeks has actually come to fruition. And as the thousands and thousands pour in, more thousands pour out, and a whole new crowd comes in all over again. They take pictures, they hug, they kiss, they smile, they look to the heavens like, how did this miracle happen? And it just says this crowd has not abated one bit. And from time to time, fireworks go off over the crowd. Tiny little bottle rockets go off, and everyone oohs and ahs and whistles. And quite honestly, Katie, it's as if this is the 4th of July in Cairo.
And it's completely peaceful, Harry? No problems whatsoever?
Phenomenal. Well, as you were here, you saw when it started to get tough. And then what's happened since the thugs were brought to bear and were removed, a separate security system that is completely invented by the protesters here has screened everyone as they've come in and out. And then what happened, and when the announcement was made that Mubarak was finally stepping down for sure, it was as if the floodgates opened. There is no more peaceful, no more jubilant place perhaps in the entire planet than Tahrir Square tonight.
All right. Well, Harry Smith, it really is quite a remarkable sight to observe from far away, so it must be amazing to be right there in the square. Thank you, Harry, so much for that report. Again, President Obama speaks at the White House this afternoon and says this is not the end of Egypt's transition. It's a beginning. And the president says the military, which is now in charge, must ensure a transition to free and fair democratic elections. So this story is far from over. Stay with CBS News and CBSNews.com for the latest developments. We'll have a full wrap-up on tonight's CBS Evening News. Until then, I'm Katie Couric, CBS News, New York.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.